It's one of the best kept secrets in the
Yeah.
Mid-Ohio Valley. Good morning, Mid-Ohio Valley, and welcome to MOV with Mike. Well, hello, Mid-Ohio Valley. This is Mike Williams, and I have the pleasure today to introduce Miranda. Miranda, would you like to tell the viewers a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yes, I'd love to. My name is Miranda Lough, and I'm here representing the Workforce Development Board of the Mid-Ohio Valley, and I am the Employer Engagement Manager for the Development Board.
Tell us a little bit about what you do for companies.
Yes. So if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and just kind of explain the Development Board and who we are, and then I'll get more into detail about what I can do to help employers. So the Workforce Development Board, we are part of the workforce system, and the Workforce Development Board of the Mid-Ohio Valley serves 9 different counties, and we are basically funded through the Department of Labor, and it's through the program called WIOA, Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. And with those funds, we're here to serve employers, job seekers, whether that be youth in school, youth out of school, and adults. And that's kind of where I come in with some of the employer funding that we have. And I would be happy to go over some of that. To go into detail a little bit about the on-the-job training program, the OJT as we call it. So OJT is meant for hiring a brand new employee. And when you hire a brand new employee, there's always going to be a skill gap from where you need them to be with proficiency for the job. So that's where on-the-job training comes in. You need to now train this individual that you've just hired in order to actually be proficient with that job you hired them to do. We have a training outline that we sit down with the employer. Once we get it set up, like we already have with you, once it's already set up, then it's really easy to just plug and play that. But the training outline shows each task or job duty that the individual will be trained on and how many hours it would take to be proficient in that skill. So we do the training outline and we total up the amount of hours that it would be. And for that training that you're providing to your employee, we are able to help with a reimbursement of their wages. And so that can be anywhere from 520 hours all the way up to 1,000 hours. And it just depends on the training that they're going to receive, how in-depth it would be. It's also done at a percentage. So if you're a small business, if you have less than 100 employees, you get priority with our WIOA funds, and you're looking at a 75% reimbursement rate. And then if you're a large employer, you have more than 100 employees, it's a 50% reimbursement rate. And a few requirements with the program: you do have to be hiring someone for a minimum wage of at least $10 an hour. And it has to be for permanent full-time positions, which we've never had an issue with that. Permanent, what we consider to be full-time would be anything 32 hours a week or more would be full-time. And then permanent, it just means it's not seasonal employment.
Okay. So that's one of them, the OJT. There's a lot of more things you guys do than just the OJT. Do you want to expand a little bit on that?
So I kind of briefly went into detail about the funding that we have. It's here to serve youth as well. So the youth program that we have, it's for in-school and out-of-school youth. The majority of our funds have to be spent on out-of-school youth, and that can be anybody from the ages 16 up to 24. And the main thing with our youth program is we're trying to help them overcome any barrier to employment. And that could be as simple as trying to get their driver's license, their learner's permit. It could be they need to help getting their social security card or their birth certificate, anything like that. It can also be that they need work experience. So we do a lot of youth paid work experience. And that is meant to actually just give the youth some sort of experience to be able to put something on their resume. That's the first thing. And then any employer that would like to participate with that, we do cover the wages for the youth while they're doing the youth paid work experience program. So they're on our payroll. And then the employer is kind of providing a mentorship as well, because the youth, they a lot of times have zero work skills. And so this is something that it requires a little more of a mentorship relationship with the employer.
Definitely can be a resume builder for
definitely.
them. And this might not be their end result job, but you're building upon that over time.
We do try to match the youth to whatever their career interest is and whatever that occupational goal would be for the future. So if we had somebody that was interested in iTech type anything with networking or computers, we might try to place them here or something. But that's something that we try to do. It's not always possible, but
any new things you guys are doing? Any new programs?
not really anything new. We are always looking for funding to assist to help with the WIOA funds, because it is, I mean, we just have more that we need to do every year with the training. And the employer side, we spend a lot of money with employers to try to help with different programs. Not only do we have the on-the-job training, but we have incumbent worker training, which is meant for current employees and trying to get them upskilled. So this type of training is usually a third-party training, and this is something that would be if you need to get somebody proficient in like a new industry skill or some kind of industry demand, then we could potentially help with some of that training as well.
We need some training for fiber optics. Is that something you guys could help us with?
Yeah, we can help.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we're finding more and more people wanting fiber optics, fiber to be run through their organizations.
Oh yeah.
And this is something that years ago wasn't. I know some of the educational organizations in the place are starting to train that, but that's something we want to be able to do. And how can somebody get a hold of you guys? I mean, to take advantage of these great programs.
So the best way to get a hold of us would be probably to just go to our website, which is wdbmov.com, and then all of our contact information, including mine, is on there.
Yeah, I tell you, when I share this with other organizations, they're like, no way, there's no way this can be able to do that. But it has been a great way for us to be able to, because I mean, 5 years ago when you first met me, we were like 5 people. Now we're over 30, and this has been a huge program for us to take advantage of.
So with the OJT program specifically, the employer has the option to reverse refer that individual to us. So that's where you find the individual, you interview them, and send them to us and ask us if they would be eligible for the on-the-job training WIOA program. So then that's when our case managers would meet with the potential new employee. You do offer employment to them first. Then we can screen them to see if they're eligible for the OJT. So that's one way. Or if we do have somebody, if we have someone that's looking for a job that they just went through, we pay for training. So through the adult program, if they went through like a computer networking course or an associate's degree with one of our community and technical colleges, we might come to you and say, hey, we have someone that has the skills that we think that you might be able to benefit from. And do you have any job openings for them? And then try to get them a job with you as well.
It seems like we're always hiring people here.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
All right, anything else as we kind of wrap it up here? Anything else that you would like to share or anything new going on?
Well, one thing that we do have that kind of ties in with technology, we do have some virtual reality Oculus devices that we've been trying to incorporate with our programs. So we do the VR for career exploration. So that's one part. So with the youth program and the adult program, that's usually a missing piece. It's like you come to us and you may want to go to school and you might need help with the funding for that, but you're not necessarily sure what you want to do with your life. So the VR platform, we work with a company called Transfer VR, and their platform allows career exploration modules to try to help someone to determine maybe what an interest would be. There's healthcare, there's some IT stuff on there, there's manufacturing, there's all kinds of different modules. And then the other part of that is not just for the job seeker, but the employer. If you might have some kind of skill that you need someone to be trained on, a lot of times we can try to tie in with that virtual reality to try to help with some of those skills and some of the training. So that's something that we've been working with as well. We're trying to hit more with the employer side with that.
Well, maybe next time we do another session, we kind of showcase that.
Yeah,
so,
that'd be great.
Well, Miranda, I really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you for coming out. Thanks. And we wish, hopefully this has been beneficial to everybody, and hopefully you've taken something away that will be able to help your business in the Mid-Ohio Valley. Thank you for joining us on MOV with Mike, and hit the subscribe button for your weekly updates on business and technology in the Mid-Ohio Valley.